Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're watching weekly sectoral analysis. Before I start the video, I just would like to share with you one small thing. That this particular video is going to be slightly longer than normal weekly sectoral analysis videos. And the reason for that is the volatility which has occurred during the budget event, on the budget day, possibly after the budget day. Due to that, a lot of sectors have underperformed, and there are few sectors which have tried to pull Nifty and Sensex at slightly higher levels, and they have been decently successful in that. So what has happened is there are many sectors which are outperforming, few sectors which are underperforming, and within those sectors, there are few stocks which are worth sharing and mentioning to all of you. So if you want to take full advantage of the video, kindly watch the video till the last, only then you will be able to understand how markets, stocks and indices are going to move in the next few days and weeks. All right, let's start from the Nifty futures first. In the higher time frame charts, which is on the right hand side, is the weekly time frame chart. In the weekly time frame chart, what we can see is that after this correction from 19,000 levels to almost, you can say, 17,480, there has been a small bounce back, just one candle, just one small candle. Is it very impressive? Well, I would say nothing that great, because it is just one single candle, and one single candle is never capable of turning around the entire trend. But nevertheless, yes, it has respected this 61.80% Fibonacci retracement, and there has been a decent small bounce back. Now, in the daily chart, if you see, what has happened is there is a lot of, you can see, congestion in the daily chart, and that is what I had to share with all of you. First thing is that there was a lower low, lower close, in fact, in the daily chart, and there was a higher low, higher close in the RSI. So basically a lower low in price, a higher low in RSI. This was not a very strong positive divergence, but nevertheless it was. And after that, we saw a strong pullback in Nifty futures, and we can see almost 217 points Nifty futures closed in the green. In terms of trend, in the weekly time frame chart, the trend is absolutely flat. Neither it is up, neither it is down. In the daily time frame chart, the trend is absolutely down. There is no doubts without that. And if you open hourly time frame charts, I generally do not talk about hourly time frame charts in the weekly sectoral analysis, but if you check properly and check the candles and everything, I don't think it is tradable as of now. It is completely going haywire. It's up, it's coming down, suddenly goes up, gives a small intraday pullback, comes down, gives a wild pullback, comes down, big hammer, again goes up, comes down, again it's going up, and now again it is at a resistance. So basically trend is down, prices are at a resistance, all right. And till the time, I'll just highlight that particular point for you, till the time it is within this zone, probably 17,980 or 18,000, till the time it is within that zone of 18,000 level or 17,900, there is a probability, a possibility of some sort of selling pressure will be visible at this level. And in case if Nifty future wants to start a new rally, a new positional rally, not a shorter term rally, then the first level which needs to be taken off is this high, which is probably 18,220, or in round figures you can say 18,250. There are two levels. One is this one, second is this one, but at least ये first वाला तो at least take off करे, then we'll see ahead. बाद में देखेंगे आगे क्या करना है क्या नहीं. So as of now, the trend is down in the daily time frame chart. This is just a small pullback. And the first thing is, the important thing is that the volatility is very high. If you just plot the ATR indicator, if you see the ATR indicator, the normal volatility of Nifty future was around 160 points at one point of time, which has now suddenly jumped to 243 points. In Bank Nifty also same thing has happened. In Bank Nifty, if you check, the volatility was around 384 points in a day, which has jumped to around 840 points in a day. So basically this volatility needs to come down. Till the time the volatility is not coming down, there is no point. It needs to consolidate. It needs to go slowly and steadily higher. Then we'll see some improvements. And till the time it will remain in the zone of 18,000 to 17,900 levels, there will be a possibility that some selling pressure will be evident, will be visible at those levels. In Bank Nifty futures, we can see the candle which has been made is slightly more positive. But yes, again, one single candle cannot be that strong that it will turn around the entire trend. But yes, I can say that it has been made at a decent support level, which is the 38.20% Fibonacci retracement of this entire rally. I can completely agree to that. And we can see the volatility is even more higher in comparison to the Nifty futures, and there has been a sharp pullback. Now, this sharp pullback, one of the reasons for that is this particular extension. There is one particular support in the weekly chart, and this particular support is visible in the daily chart. So, I completely agree that 40,000 levels, 40,000 to 39,700, this entire band, in fact, is a very strong support for Bank Nifty futures. And that is the reason you have been able to see this strong pullback. Now, this is just a pullback. The trend is still down. The trend is down in the daily time frame charts. The trend is flat in the weekly time frame charts. And we have a resistance band. Let me just remove this Fibonacci. So this particular band is a resistance from 42,000 to 41,800. This 200 points band is actually a resistance band for Bank Nifty futures. Until the time prices are below that particular resistance band, there will be evident that some sort of selling pressure, intraday selling will be visible. And first thing, even more than Nifty future, it is a must. It is a must that the volatility in the banking stocks should come down first. Only then we can talk of something else. Till the time the volatility doesn't come down, we don't see a consolidation happening. I don't think so there will be any good happening. Otherwise, we'll just keep consolidating and slowly and steadily again we'll drift downwards. The first thing is the candle should be smaller, the volatility should crash, it should come down. And then we'll see, we'll talk about levels later on. Pehle volatility ko niche aane do. And obviously it is visible that there is some resistance at, you can say, somewhere around 43,050. So once we cross that, maybe some positive things will be possible, but it will take some time. I don't think so it will happen very fast. If it happens very fast, I'll really be surprised. And if it happens very fast, sometimes what happens is rally pehle ho jati hai. Rally happens first and then the volatility crashes. If that thing happens, that is also all right, but I'll be a little bit surprised if that actually happens, to be very frank. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the PSU banks. Now, in PSU banks, something interesting has been made. Now, in weekly chart, there is nothing great. I should say the trend is absolutely flat. But what is impressive is actually more in the daily time frame chart. In the daily time frame chart, you can say that there has been a lower low in price and a higher low in RSI. And the RSI was almost at the 30 level. So that is the reason this positive divergence was more stronger. And you can see this particular support band. This was a proper support band, and from where the PSU banks have been able to pull back a little bit. And I believe for next few days, the pullback might continue. This is just a short-term pullback. I'm not saying this is a bottom out or something. This is just a pullback rally. So if you have a look at SBI or something, SBI, I think it might continue to rally, and currently I think it has closed at 544. So it might test maybe 550, maybe even 565, and max to max maybe 570. Till there, the pullback might continue in next few days. If you look at Bank of Baroda, and in Bank of Baroda also the pullback might continue possibly till 168 to maximum 173 levels. This will just be a pullback. And again, if PSU banks need to, bottom out in comparison to the private banks, the volatility is slightly higher in PSU banks. You know what is the reason? Because they have come down due to the Adani reason or whatever reasons. I don't want to get into that. But the volatility is exceptionally high in the PSU banks. So one thing is very, very important. After the pullback comes to an end, it needs to consolidate very, very strongly. It needs to remain in a range, needs to consolidate. Maybe that will be the first positive sign that maybe the sell-off is getting over. Might be. Obviously, I'll be updating in my future educational videos in Nifty and Bank Nifty short-term view and in upcoming weekly sectoral analysis, but at least I'm giving a head start that the consolidation is very, very important. All right. Let's have a look at the private banking pack. In the private banking pack, you can see that the candle which has been made over here is impressive. In PSU banks, you can say this candle is not great, but it is a high wave candle, that is okay. But problem is the volatility was very, very high. That is the reason I was little bit more skeptical about PSU banks. In private banking stocks, the volatility is not that high. Visually, I can just look at it and I can come to know. This is a decent candle, looks like a positive candle pattern when you combine these two patterns. But if the size of this candle was a little bit bigger, I think it would make me really more happy. Okay. Anyways, now it has been able to bounce back from this 161.80% Fibonacci extension. Now there are three stocks I would like to share with all of you. The first is obviously Axis Bank. Axis Bank is trying to bounce back from this decent support, you can see, and the RSI is again I think just below 30, but that is okay. More than the RSI, I believe this support band is more important, and a decent swing trade on the upside is probable in Axis Bank. So swing traders should have a look at it. HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank has been brilliant, I think so, in trying to hold on the index at a higher level rather than coming down. It has tried to go sideways, consolidate. It is a positive sign. So one should keep your eyes open on this bank again for a decent short-term swing trade. One another bank from my side is going to be ICICI Bank. Now, ICICI Bank has been able to bounce from a very strong support. This particular support, 261.80% extension, is a very strong support, and the candle pattern which was made over here is also decent, not very great. But I believe this particular stock will consolidate for a few days, and after consolidation is over, if it starts moving higher with other private banking stocks also, I think positional traders should keep a strong look on this particular stock for a positional trades for few weeks to few months. All right. Metal pack. Now, metal pack, I don't know, but when I'm looking at the stocks of the metal pack and in comparison to the index, there is some sort of disconnect. I don't know why, because the metal stocks have not come down that much in comparison to the metal index itself. And metal index, again, there's a disconnect between the daily and the weekly chart, if you see properly. So on the right hand side in the weekly chart, what has happened, it has closed below the support band, but there is a small wick over here, which suggests some sort of buying is happening. You can see this same low. And if you see, there is a strong hammer over here, and this hammer has been made at a 161.80% Fibonacci extension. So if tomorrow we have a decent green positive candle over here, something like this, then there will be some sort of pullback or a consolidation happening over here. But it depends what sort of price action is visible on Monday or Tuesday. But that is about the index. If I talk about the stocks, there is one stock I think which traders need to be little bit careful, which is Jindal Steel and Power. Jindal Steel and Power, I think you need to be careful. Even positional traders need to be a little bit careful. If you're holding the stock in your trading portfolio, keep trailing your stop losses. Some sort of consolidation or maybe even some sort of profit booking is probable. If this support is broken, basically, then you will see some sort of profit booking visible in this stock. Apart from that, I think all the stocks are pretty strong. You can even have a look at Hindalco. Hindalco, I think, is looking pretty strong, pretty solid. I think any sort of dip for a swing trade, for a swing trader, is a decent opportunity to trade it on the long side if you get a breakout in the shorter term charts. Do not buy dips, always buy breakout. So if the stock dips and if you find a shorter term breakout in the short term charts, you can probably time it. Okay. Autopack. Now, Autopack is again one of the strongest sectors right now in the market. You can see how nicely it has been able to come up. Okay. Now, there are a couple of stocks which I would like to share with all of you. First is Maruti. Now, you can see Maruti is trying to start a new rally in the weekly time frame chart, even in the daily time frame chart. I think positional traders should keep a watch on this particular stock for a positional trades for few weeks to few months. The second stock which I would like to share with all of you is Eicher Motors. Eicher Motors, you can see it is just trying to come out. In the weekly time frame chart, it's not that great, but in the daily time frame chart, it looks that some sort of base is forming, and a close above 3450, 3430 and even 3500 will be very, very good for the stock, and a decent rally for a positional trader is probable in this stock. There is one more stock which I had shared, which I had not shared actually with all of you. I'm still analyzing that stock in pretty much depth. I will not name that stock right now, but when I'm ready with that entire analysis in depth, because that stock is looking pretty lucrative to me with a view of medium to long term, I'll be making a separate video for that. So please wait. Maybe in next few days I'll come out, or maybe next 1 or 2 weeks I'll try to come out with that video once I get some good important signals in that chart, and it is an auto stock. All right. IT pack. Now IT pack is, I think, amazing. One thing I should say, apart from these green candles and everything, I'm really happy about one thing, that when there was some serious bearishness visible in the market on the budget day, or maybe a little bit later than that, how easily, when I was looking at the screen, when all the sectors were looking pretty much red, there was one sector which was continuously over here, maybe close to just less than 1% in green, but still it was able to hold in green territory. This was a sign that IT pack is looking strong. And from my side, again, I'll be sharing stocks like Infosys, looks pretty good, pretty solid for a new positional trades. Okay. Second one is TCS. TCS is already in an uptrend, and I think it will continue to go higher. I think once it continues and tests somewhere over here, I think somewhere in this zone or this zone, positional traders should look to book at least partial profits. Because I told before also in last couple of, I think last few videos, I told that there is some sort of resistance in the IT pack. You can see even HCL Tech continues to go up in an uptrend. Somewhere when it comes and tests maybe 1200, 1210, one should look to book partial profits, or if possible, a little bit even before. The reason why I'm saying I'm talking about partial profit is, yes, the trend is up, obviously in the daily time frame chart, and now you can see even in the weekly time frame chart, the prices are trading above the dual moving averages, but there is this particular candle which could pose a resistance to the IT stocks, which is somewhere around 32,500 or 600 levels. Okay. Finance pack. Finance pack, as of now, I can say that it has been able to bounce back from a decent support band. It is trading between a resistance and a support band. Bajaj Finance, if I have a look at it, which has been, I think, behaving very weirdly, but it's possible that after this small, after this particular small candle, there has been a big candle over here, and even this particular green candle is looking positive. So there is a probability that this particular stock could continue going higher in the next few days, and probably the pullback could end somewhere at 6134 to max around 6309. Okay, it is just a short-term pullback. It is not a positional trade or even a swing trade. Real estate pack. Real estate pack, as of now, I have no views. The reason is it has closed below the support band, and there are multiple positive candle patterns. So both, I think, the weekly and the daily chart are not supporting each other. I would not like to comment anything on this. Pharma pack, again, I would like to talk only and only about one stock, and that is Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma is trading at a very strong support band. Overall state of trend is looking pretty positive. With a view of a short-term swing trade, I think one can look to go long in this stock by using a breakout style in the shorter-term time frame charts. FMCG pack, if you remember in my previous video, especially in the weekly sectoral analysis, I had continued to maintain my stance that FMCG pack was at a pretty good support level. And if it doesn't break this support, there'll be a possibility of going higher. And same thing I had told about ITC. If you check my previous videos, you will understand, because in ITC also, you can see already there is a support band which has been drawn from before. If you just take this particular Fibonacci retracement, then you will be able to see that there is some sort of 23.6% Fibonacci retracement which is visible over here, and from there has been a very strong rally. All right, so I think now it is a time to possibly book partial profits in this particular stock. If you look at the consumption pack, I think a small pullback is probable in this particular stock. More than that, I would not in this particular sector, but more than that, I would not like to comment anything on this particular sector as of now. Now, infra pack. In infra pack, what we can see is the trend is down and there is a positive lower low in the price and a higher low in RSI. So this is a positive divergence, and there is a decent possibility of the short-term pullback. But the short-term pullback will be very difficult to actually time. The reason for that is immediately on the higher level we have a resistance. All right. So small pullback is possible, but nothing more than that as of now, because few of the important infra stocks like Ambuja Cements, ACC are all probably surrounding the news of Adani Enterprises. So as of now, I would not like to speak anything in that. Mid cap. Now in mid cap, you can see continuously we have been seeing important buying coming from here, but unfortunately this is a negative candle. So we have a strong hammer sort of candles developing here and a negative candle developing in the weekly time frame chart. So again, there is a disconnect in both the time frames. I would not like to comment anything. We will wait for a week, and maybe if something is developed in the chart, I would like to share with all of you. All right. So now coming back to the entire market analysis, understand one thing. If you're not owning Adani Enterprises stocks or any of the stocks from that group, please stop thinking more about what will happen to the market. Because if you look at few pockets, few stocks, few sectors which are outperforming, they're continuing to outperform. Concentrate on those stocks if you're a long only trader. If you're a swing trader, concentrate on those stocks also which are outperforming, which are going higher, and also start looking at stocks and sectors which are weak, which might give a pullback. And after the pullback, if the pullback gets over, you will again get the opportunity to go a short-term trade on the short side. So that is the way a trader has to think right now. If you are surrounded by all the negativity and so much volatility is going on, then you will not be able to trade. All right. And one more thing, if you're an extremely short-term trader or a swing trader, again I repeat, if you're an intraday trader or a swing trader, for an intraday trader, I would recommend not to trade for few more days. Let the volatility come down. Probably a swing trader can start placing orders, but keep your position sizing low due to the very high volatility in the market. And yes, positional traders may not have any issues. So you can start taking your trades with proper position sizing. But again, know very well which sectors are going to outperform, and within that sector, which particular stock you like. That is very important. All right. So I hope this particular video will help you to understand how markets and stocks are going to move in the next few weeks and next few days. All right. Trade wisely, trade safely. Thank you.